Georgia's Department of Driver Services is distancing itself from a Puerto Rican interview guide that's now part of a class action lawsuit against the department's commissioner and a DDS employee.
In the lawsuit, Kenneth Cabin Gonzalez says that he was accused of providing false documents after applying for a driver's license at the DDS office in Liberty County, that is near Savannah. The lawsuit also claims Puerto Rican applicants are required to answer questions about the island, including the name of dishes and a native frog. A DDS spokesperson would not go into specifics because of the investigation and lawsuit, but provided this statement saying the Puerto Rican interview guide was never approved to be used, and the document originated at the Diplomatic Security Services.